Van Gisbergen has completed his first Cup Series race of the 2024 season and crossed the line in 21st place. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, Van Gisbergen made his first Cup start of the 2024 season and his third Cup start in his NASCAR Cup Series career. Previously going in this event, Van Gisbergen in his debut won at the Chicago Street Course and at the Indy Road Course finished, I believe, in 9th position. So he's going for his third straight top 10 finish in the Cup Series, which I think might have been a record if he had been able to do that. Now, early in this race, SVG was performing extremely well. He had a lot of great pace and a lot of great speed. He didn't have the car to beat by any stretch of imagination. He started back at 12 or 13. I think he started 12th in this race and was a top 10 car in the early portion, was really strong on the long run. Unfortunately, though, SVG had some bad pit strategy at points and was running up there. Unfortunately, he got a speeding penalty, I think, with about 25 or 30 laps into the event and dropped way back. Luckily for him, the caution would come out and he would stay on the lead lap. And he was starting to make progress through the field, restarted 19th in the start of stage number 3, and was progressing his way through the field. Unfortunately, with about 30 laps to go, Van Gisbergen comes on the radio as he got passed, I think, by Joey Logano at that point, or was going after Chase Briscoe, and radios in to Colligan Trackhouse that he lost first gear. And that's why he dropped a ton of positions back. He was catching Chase Briscoe, was faster at times than people, but unfortunately he lost first gear. And if you don't have first gear, especially on a road course, it is going to bite you in the butt, unfortunately, which is really, really disappointing. Because like I said, SVG was making a pretty big comeback, and I certainly do believe he would have gotten a top 10 today. Now, to his credit, and to be fair, at least at this portion of the run, he was staying inside the top 15. Granted, a couple cars had come down pit road, but he was still running inside the top 15. And because of pit strategy, he would get up at one point and would start passing a couple cars. And would get up as far as one point, up to, I think, in second position, behind Martin Truex Jr. Unfortunately, though, he would then come down pit road, had kind of a really, really slow pit stop, and would lose a ton of ground and drop all the way back to around 24th or 25th position. But a couple drivers starting to have issues and problems. Kyle Busch spun at one point, Chase Elliott spun at one point, and was starting to make back a little bit of progress. And it seemed like with him having a few extra laps of fresh tires, he was starting to move forward at least a little bit through the field. Unfortunately, though, he didn't get a ton of positions up, but was able to get as far up to 21st place and cross the line in 21st and was catching Zane Smith, who was in 20th position. So he came very, very close to getting a top 20 finish this weekend at Circuit of the Americas. A little disappointing ending to the weekend after a really good day yesterday. We talked about on the channel yesterday where he finished 27th, even though he crossed the line in second place and should have easily won that race yesterday. He crossed the line and was scored 27th after that 30-second penalty. Today, unfortunately, just had a little bit of bad luck. He was running solid, in my opinion, early in the race, but like I already mentioned and said, when you lose first gear, it is going to bite you in the butt and it's going to cost you a really good chance and opportunity. But he did show some good pace and speed, and a lot of people are wondering, did Colleague Racing pair these entries? No, it was Trackhouse paired the entry, so I don't know what happened to this car. Again, losing first gear is not a good thing on a road course, but he manhandled that and managed to get that car on the racetrack. He could have ended his day early and could have gone to the garage. It could have gone behind the wall, but finishing 21st today is really good, all things considered. Now, hopefully, as the year progresses in the Cup Series and all 6 Xfinity Series as well, he can improve. I think his next Cup race isn't until the Coca-Cola 600, and we know Trackhouse has been pretty good in the Coca-Cola 600 in the past. Yes, this is a Colleague car, but it was prepared by Trackhouse Racing, so I do think that SVG will be pretty solid in the Coca-Cola 600. I think he was hoping to have a really good weekend. I had picked him going into this race, not just for the Xfinity Series and the Cup race, because I really thought he was going to have a chance to win both. Today, didn't he really get that chance and opportunity, like I said, because unfortunately, he had those major issues and major problems. But now, he can cut out of this weekend. I know he's probably, regardless of what happened, he still almost got a top 20 day. He's probably going to be disappointed with the performance today, but he still finishes in 21st, which he did better than some drivers in the field. He did better than Daniel Suarez and was starting to catch a couple drivers at the end of the race who were starting to struggle. Guys like Kyle Larson and Zane Smith were starting to struggle just a little bit near the end of this event. Like I said, for SVG, he just needs to continue improving every time he gets behind the wheel of a Cup car and needs to start qualifying a little better too, because had he qualified a little better, he could have gotten a better pit position, and also that pass-through penalty cost him a lot of points in today's race as well. That's something he's going to learn. I think that's the first time he's gotten a speeding penalty in a Cup car up to this point, or any car, so he's going to have to learn how to do better on pit road, because he apparently sped through 4 sections of pit road and also had a pretty bad pit stop and lost a lot of time on pit road as well, because again, when you don't have first gear, you don't really have a chance and opportunity to get back on the racetrack as easily as possible. So while I'm disappointed for SVG, because like I said, if not for losing first gear, I do truly believe that SVG would have gotten probably at least a top 10 for sure. At least he did finish the race today, and he did get a little experience, completed every single lap. Hopefully, it can get a little better for him going forward. He had a car that was capable of a top 10. I picked him going into the race. Like I said, I really thought SVG was going to be a threat this afternoon, and unfortunately, he just didn't get the chance and opportunity. I don't think he would, like I said, I don't think he would have even had a chance or opportunity to get up there and challenge William Byron and Ty Gibbs and Alex Bowman and guys like Kyle Larson in this race. But I do certainly think he could have gotten a top 10, and I think 100% for sure he could have a chance and outside opportunity in a top 5, which he would have gotten a top 5. It would have been impressive. I was hoping that first gear would not go out for him. That's something that they're going to have to work on over College Racing, because they've had issues at College Racing and Trackhouse Racing with their gearing this year. It's something that's been a little bit frustrating, especially at College Racing. They've had electrical gremlins and mechanical gremlins this year. It's something they're going to have to work on. It's disappointing for sure how the weekend went for him. Again, I am disappointed for SVG. He's probably going to be happy regardless, because we know he's enjoying the NASCAR experience. He's having a lot of fun. I do expect him to get better. And again, he's got a lot of races coming up here in the Cup Series soon. You've got the Coke 600 coming up. You've got I think he's running both Talladega races, so that's coming up here in a couple weeks. It's another super speedway race, so I think he's going to do good. He's got Daytona later in the year. He's got Las Vegas at the end of the year, and he does have a couple more road courses. He's got Watkins Glen, which I expect to be a major threat at Watkins Glen in both the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series race as well. And I think he's also got the Chicago Street Course once again, which we know he's going to be a major threat and contender. So I'm excited for him on that front, in that aspect, and I can't wait for those races to come up here really, really soon. Nonetheless, he finished 21st today. It is what it is. It could have gone a lot better for him. I'm not mad about it, because sometimes things are just out of your control, and I wish he had a better day today, but it is what it is. 21st is not bad considering the circumstances. It could have been a little better for sure, but hey, he still almost got a top 20, which would have been a lot better for sure, but 21st is not horrendous, all things considered. So, that is going to be your today's special SVG video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, and if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support on Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts below on SVG's performance. What do you think SVG did today? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we're having a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple of days. We're going to talk about Matt DiBenedetto a little bit more. We're going to talk about the Kyle Busch and Christopher Bell feud. We're going to talk about the SRX and some other things that have been talked about over the week. Then we've got entry-list videos dropping for the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series this week. We've got a lot of great content dropping over the course of the next couple of days that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.